for Starbucks this morning. I just can't stomach that $6 meal deal from Dunkin's anymore. I'm over it. They need to change it. They need to switch it up. They've changed it before. They could change it again. Happy Halloween. Actually, that was yesterday. Today's November 1st, so happy early November. It's ever so sweet. I've had a crazy few days. The hammer came down about 2 days ago, 3 days ago maybe. I have no idea. I haven't slept a whole lot, and I've just been really pushing myself to keep my head down and draw all friggin' day long, and it's shown wondrous results. I was halfway through the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Battle Nexus issue 2 Leonardo vs. Shredder comic that I'm drawing for IDW Publishing. I was halfway through, so I had 10 finals submitted. They've already been colored by the colorist Luis Antonio Delgado, and I had 10 left, and hammer came down. I got an email from the editors, and they were straight with me, and they said, we need it by this date. Are you going to be able to do this? And I said, yes, I can freaking do this. So I've been trying to do it, but I've been kicking butt the last few days, starting with that email and the promise to deliver. Hi, do you have the ham and Swiss on baguette? I'll do that, please. Yeah, I'll do a grande black pike. No, thank you. 11:20. All right, thank you. So since that email where things got real and I got, a real date, something to see, something to aim at, something I can start doing some equations around. I know how long the pages usually take me, so I can start to mathematically figure out, is this really possible? And I believed it would be. I'm gonna go. And so the first day I wound up getting 2.5 of that initial line weight done, 2.5 pages. And so from that day I said, okay, if I can get 2.5 realistically, I've been talking a lot about aiming for 4 a day, and each time it seems to kind of put me at 2.5 or so. And so I said, okay, if I can do 2.5, that means 5 pages every 2 days. And and that's just the initial line weight. The second step of finishing the pages is the full-on line weight, where I put a thicker line around stuff that's closer to you and kind of push and pull, and add in the big, black areas and shadows. There is a seagull just walking in front of my car. Okay, should have got him. That would have put a burden on my whole day, though. Seagull tripped up my math. So 5 initial line weight every 2 days. So that means I could get all 10 done in 4 days, and then I can jump over to the full-on line weight where that's where I was. Adding thicker lines around stuff that's closer to you, and kind of creating that depth within each panel, within the page, and that's how you really just finish them off. So say that takes another 2.5 each. Then I'm looking at another 4 days to do the other 5. So the way I'd figured out the math, it was something like 8 days, and I had about 14 days to do it. The deadline is November 14th. I've got Rhode Island Comic Con right smack in the middle of that. November 7th, I'll be leaving to drive to Rhode Island and set up shop there all weekend, and then come home. And so I always bring my pages and my work with me, and I have, an iPad and a light box that's small enough to bring with me, but I almost never am able to effectively work at shows, but I will if I have to. That is to say, these past few days have been awesome. Instead of 2.5, I've now done, over the course of I think 3 days, 9 pages of that thin initial line weight, and that means I've only got 1 left to do that way. I've been saving this one because it's one that has a lot of characters I don't really know on it, so I won't be as able to kind of be in the zone. I'll have to be checking references and things like that, because this is kind of a multiverse type event, so there's characters from different universes and animated series versus live action versus Archie comics versus yada yada yada, some CGI characters. But so 9 done initial line weight like that, whereas I would have predicted, based on my math, after that email, I would have predicted I'd probably have 5 fully done that way with that initial line weight, and then I'd be starting on the next 5. So I'm way ahead. I've been cruising. I've had my head down. Every time I wanted to take a break, I would say, okay, well, what if you take a break after this panel? And then I would just, fine, and I would get the panel done. And then I would think, okay, now I can take a break. But then I'd be excited that there's only like 2 more panels on that page. And I said, okay, well, what if you really push yourself? And I would be talking to myself in my head like this. Say, okay, what if you really push yourself to just finish that next panel before you take a break? And so I've been doing that, and I will take a break. I'm trying to balance that kind of, be your own boss discipline with taking care of myself and listening to my body. And if I really do need a break, to take a break. There have been 2 days, or 2 instances within this marathon that I have truly felt burned out. I came home one night and I was just quiet and shitty, and I wasn't in a bad mood or anything. I just had nothing to offer. And I did feel really bad about that later, and in the moment, just not really being present for my family or my daughter Rita. Was 2.5, and so she really needs you to be present. She's talking to you constantly and wanting you to get up and play with her. Basically not allowed to sit down ever. So yeah, I had a couple times where I was like, oh my god, I'm really fried, and I was worried that would just stop me. But I tried not to worry about it, tried not to foresee a future that doesn't exist just by saying tomorrow's going to be terrible, or how am I ever going to get this done, I feel like crap. Instead, just let it ride out. Said, okay, I'm going to take a break if I need a break. I'm going to sleep if I need to sleep. And I drank a lot of water, and somehow back at it again every time. So when you get this close to the deadline and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, you really start to get that momentum, and the thought of it being over and you're done is so exciting. Kind of carries you. That's where I'm at right now. coming in this morning. Just got here to the studio and I only have a couple hours. Try not to freak out about that, but 9, 10, 11. I have about 3 hours. And then my little bro's coming to town. He's gonna meet the baby and he's gonna hang out for a couple hours, and then Rita's gonna take a nap after lunch, and then I'm gonna come back to the studio and keep my head down. Get these things done. It's Saturday, it's November 1st. Yesterday was Halloween. I've got today and 13 other days to get all this wrapped up, and after today, at the very least, I should be able to get that last page with the initial line weight, and then I'll have 10 completely ready to just jump into my final line weight, large black areas, shadow, composition, yada yada. One by one, scan them in and send them over to get colored. And hopefully there's not a lot of revisions or notes because we're running out of time. But feeling good, still feeling good. I'm not gonna go crazy this time. I'm not gonna go insane, that is. I mean, I am gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy on these pages. I'm gonna go so insane on these pages. But I'm not gonna go mentally crazy. I can do this. We can do this. You can do whatever you're doing. So next time you feel like taking a break or quitting, just don't. At least for like another hour. And then reassess. And then you can take a break. And then you get back to work. And then you can look forward to another break. So for now, I've only got a little bit of time this morning, so I'm gonna go finish off that last page, and then I'll be looking at 10. The end is in sight, and I'll be just as motivated to fly through those. So I'll keep you posted. Happy Halloween. I'm gonna treat myself to a break. Have I earned it? I don't know. Do I deserve it? I don't know. But I just finished a page, so I need a little bit of a celebration. This batch method kind of robs you of the satisfaction of finishing a page, and that's the whole point, but I'd take a little bit of satisfaction if I could. Because typically if you're just doing a page a day, you'll do a rough, final, finish it, send it in. It still might only be like noon or 2 or who knows. If you have more work time, you'll just feel so like satisfied that you've accomplished something that you might just quit and say, you know what? I did a good job today. I deserve a break. Maybe you do, but maybe it'll never get done if you keep taking breaks. We're gonna find out. Back in the car again.